All right, what is going on, everybody? It is trade deadline week in the NBA. Only a couple more days till the actual deadline day. Today, we're going to talk about some smaller trades that happened today and yesterday. I'm going to cover some games that happened last night. If you like what I have to say, like the video. If you have your own opinions, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. Um, we got some small trades, some around the edges trades that I think are very interesting because I think all these trades are interesting because I think this whole Luka Doncic thing, and we have rumors as well. I forgot to say we have rumors. We have some rumors to talk about. This whole Luka Doncic thing has set off like a a domino effect almost. The first trade, we're gonna do the trades first, and then we're gonna talk about the games because it is trade deadline week. I feel like this stuff is a little more important, and then we'll get to the games. The first trade that happened 3 hours ago, as of recording this, the Milwaukee Bucks are sending champion All Star Chris Middleton and AJ Johnson and a pick swap to the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and second round draft compensation. That was from via Shams Charania, ESPN's leading NBA reporter. I have seen a lot of takes about this trade already. Um, I was on Twitter this morning just reading through some of them, and people say this Kyle Kuzma deal. Um, I should also say Kyle Kuzma, NBA champion, is a desperation move for the Bucks. I don't think it's a desperation move. You look at Kyle Kuzma's numbers this year. Well, he spent 4 years with LA, won the championship in, I believe that's 2020 in the bubble, and 4 years with the Wizards. Um, his averages with LA were 15 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. His 3 point percentage was around 30, 33. That's around his career average too. Um, and he played. I mean, when he's with LA, he played 70 games, 77, 61, 68. He hasn't quite got back up to 70 with the Wizards. We got another trade. I'll look at that one in a second. Things are coming in as I'm recording. This is fun. And yeah, and then you look at his years with the Wizards. His years with the Wizards, he was almost a 20-point scorer. Now, granted, his effort wasn't always there. Um, three assists, almost 4 assists, almost almost 7.5 rebounds for Kyle Kuzma with the Wizards. Um, his 3 point percentage is around the same, 33. Probably could get up to 34, 35 ish with playing with Giannis on the Bucks, and Dame. He's gonna have a lot of open shots. Um, this is the guy that the Bucks just got, and people are saying this is a desperation move for the Bucks because they just need somebody, right? And I don't think they were in the Jimmy Butler sweepstakes really. Um, I think this is good value for an aging guy in Chris Middleton who is simply not the same guy. I said it from week one when he started playing again. I watched that Bucks team win a championship. I watched Chris Middleton when Giannis was growing as a player on the Bucks in the early mid 2010s. Chris Middleton simply was not the same. He used to be a halfway decent defender. He's a cone on defense now. Um, he really was not the same guy. And to be sent to the Wizards in what would I would call many others would call NBA purgatory because the Wizards absolutely suck right now. Is a tough pill to swallow. They said thank you for your service, your 12 years of service, Chris, for this team, 13 years or was it 11 years of service because he did play in Detroit 1 year before that. Thank you for your 11 years of service. You got us an NBA championship. You're going to Washington, buddy. That's essentially what they said. That's essentially what they said. I think this is good value. I don't think you overpaid. I don't think you send out another young guy in AJ Johnson. You get another young guy back in Patrick Baldwin Jr., um, who, for those who do not know, and you probably don't know, Patrick Baldwin Jr., drafted by the Warriors, sent to the Wizards in the Jordan Poole trade 3, 4 years ago, gets to go home. Patrick Baldwin Jr. played his college years in Milwaukee. He grew up in the Wisconsin area, so good story to see him go home. Kyle Kuzma, also familiar with the area, uh, went to college in Utah, but grew up in Flint, Michigan. So he's familiar with the area. Um, I think this is good value for Chris Middleton. I think nobody's gonna take Chris Middleton off your hands for nothing. I think. Let me see what Chris Middleton's contract is. Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is on. They already updated it. Wow. He is on the books till 2026, to the end of 2026. But at the end of this year, he has a player option. So I assume I don't know if he takes his player option. It's a $34 million player option. This is probably his last big payday. Ooh. How old is Chris Middleton? Chris Middleton's really old. He's 33. Ugh. Yeah, this might be it for Chris Middleton. I don't know. I double ankle surgery this past off season, one on both ankles. I think Chris is done. I think he's gonna take that deal, that player option at the end at the beginning of next year, and call it a career. I mean, I don't think you can get much else out of this. I mean, in his years with Milwaukee, he was an all-star in 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020, and 21, 22. Three-time all-star. Yeah, that's all he has to his name is all-star. He does have NBA champion to his name. No all NBA teams, no other awards. His career averages with the Bucks 17 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, a 30 uh, yeah, 38% three-point shooter as a Milwaukee Buck. Um and yeah, he was a big part of that Milwaukee Bucks team when they won the championship, so um it's sad to see him go, but I think the Bucks made the right move. I like this Kyle Kuzma move. I think he can I think Kyle Kuzma can get back to what he was with the Lakers um 5 years ago at this point. Um I think he can get back there. And not so much like obviously because like I mentioned, he had 15 points as a Laker and he had 19 points averaged as a Wizard. That's because the Wizards were bad and the Wizards are bad and he's just shot chucking. I think Kyle Kuzma knows what it's like to be on a championship team, and I think he knows what he needs to bring, and I think he can still summons it up in that case. Nevertheless, we're gonna head backwards one day and talk about a trade that happened yesterday. Caleb Martin um, was traded from the 76ers to Dallas for Quentin Grimes. And Dallas is sending Quentin Grimes and Philadelphia's 2025 second round pick back to 76ers for Martin, sources told ESPN. Shams Charania reporting. Um, I will say this, and by the I've had a lot of good things to say about Quentin Grimes this season. I watched him when he was on the Knicks. I did not see this version of Quentin Grimes. Um, this season, he's averaging almost a career high in points, 10 points, um, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, and he's turned it up defensively. The numbers really don't show it here. He's not even averaging a block or a steal, but his defense is A1 this year. I think he brings a lot of good stuff to a really gritty um, Philadelphia team who's gotten a lot of wins recently that they probably shouldn't have. And I think he's gonna fit in well in Philadelphia. Um, let's see. Let me check out his percentages real quick. Yeah, he's having his best shooting year. 39% from three. Wow. How many minutes is he playing? He's playing 22 minutes shooting 39% from three. Wow. Okay, yeah, he's having a great year. Um, I wish Caleb nothing but Caleb. I wish Quentin Grimes nothing but the best. I just hope Philadelphia uses him right because Philadelphia has the habit of getting these players who are really good on other teams and then just not using them right. Reggie Jackson this year, um, Eric Gordon this year a little bit. I mean, since Joel Embiid and Paul George have been out, Eric Gordon's been able to play a little bit more like himself, but not like that. Um, yeah, so I just hope they use him right. I think this is a good trade. I think both teams win this trade because the uh, the Mavericks get a bigger. Is he bigger? No, they're the same height. I guess longer, I should say. Longer. I think Caleb Martin's a bit longer, a bit more. He could play the two, the three, and the four. Grimes was sort of stuck at the two. They have more versatility. I think that's what this Mavericks team wants. That's what their GM Nico Harrison wants is defensive capabilities. Caleb Martin has 5 years NBA experience. He is injured right now. He was in Charlotte. He was Miami. He was on those Miami Heat teams that went to the finals. Um, and he landed in Philly this year, and he's having a down year points wise. Only 9 points when he was 10 last year, 9, 9, um, 2, 3 years ago. His turnovers are up, the most turnovers his career. Um, 2 assists per game, 4 rebounds, shooting 37%. That's pretty close to his career high when he's played 50 plus games. Because he shot 41 when he was in his first year in Miami. He played 60 games. He did shoot 54, but he only played like 19 games, so I'm not going to count that. I think both teams win this trade. I think both these teams fit. It was just a casual swap, you know, and I think I just think it fits well. I think this is just a neutral trade. Um, and yeah, there's some other stuff going on. I'm just going through Sham's Twitter right now. And it said the Boston Celtics are trading Jaden Springer and their 2030 second round pick to Houston in exchange. Both teams are also exchanging heavily protected second rounders. Interesting. Um, that might be nothing. That might be something. Who knows? Um, but that's it for the trades right now. Um, let's get into these games. I'm gonna get through these games quickly. Both these games were okay. The Celtics versus Cavaliers was way better. Celtics got the victory 112 to 105. Um, I'll read you some numbers here. The Celtics were down big. Um, I'd say throughout the first half. I mean, it felt like they were down big. I'm looking at the team numbers right now. The largest lead for the Cavaliers was only two. It felt like it was a lot bigger. But this was a back and forth game, especially towards the end. There were some questionable calls that I was just shaking my head at, like, I don't know if that's a call you would normally get. Um, in the favor of the Celtics, I'm talking about. Um, let's read some Celtics numbers here. Leading scorer for them, Jason Tatum. Um, Jaylen Brown, his co-star, was in foul trouble, only at 16. Um, Kristaps Porzingis with 19. Um, and man, Derek White had himself a fourth quarter when the Cavaliers were really trying to make a run. 20 points. I think he had 14 of those in the fourth quarter alone. 6 or 12 from 3 point range. He had some shots where he threw them up and they went around the rim and they just fell in. And those are the ones that are just backbreaking when you're trying to make a comeback. What also was backbreaking was Payton Pritchard. Payton Pritchard had some amazing stops, had some amazing effort. Um, yeah, I watched this game, and I think a lot of people watch this game because I saw this stuff on social media. This Cavaliers team just doesn't have it. Like for everything that they've done this season, they are what are they on the season this year? They are 40-10. They're the first team to get to 40 wins this season. I just don't feel like they have it. Like whenever I watch them, and I picked them against the Celtics last night, they just don't have it. Like they need something, and I saw a report today that was like they're monitoring or they really are invested in trying to get um, DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks, a defensive four, a guy who can shoot the three ball well. Because man, when I tell you, when I see Jason Tatum, especially against his Cavaliers team, when I see Jason Tatum play against his Cavs team, he looks unreal. And like I'm gonna read these numbers. Like this is one of those games where both their All Star guards, the Cleveland Cavaliers and Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, had good games. Like they had Darius Garland had 25, Donovan Mitchell had 31. They both didn't shoot the three ball well. They both really the field goal percentage wasn't there either, but they got there and they tried to bring their team back. And the final box score doesn't really tell that story. I mean, you can go quarter by quarter and see it was a bit of a closer fight, but uh, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like this Cavaliers team. I just feel like it's just they're missing something. They're missing something because like when Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell go off, it's like okay, nice, we're gonna win this game. Oh, we have a chance to win this game. When I see Jason Tatum go off with just help from I should say random, more role player guys like Derek White, they're gonna win that game. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when forwards score 20 plus, it's a lot more impactful in this NBA than when small guys like Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell score 30 plus or 20 plus. That's just how I feel. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just didn't like. I never felt like the Cavaliers could gain control of this game because they just had they were just too all over the place. The Celtics stretched them out at times. They couldn't rotate on the defensive end. Um, I mean, when you have a guy like Evan Mobley with 7 points, only 5 rebounds, that's not it. Max Struess, 2 points, didn't make a three. That's what he's supposed to do. I mean, you have Sam Merrill off the bench with 12, but like, I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't like. I never felt confident in this Cavs team watching the game. Thinking about them, the thought of the Cavaliers when I picked them last night was, oh yeah, no, they can win. They can win this game. Nope. Watching them, it's like, oh yeah, this is why I shouldn't pick them. And like I said, the Boston Celtics had multiple people in foul trouble. Actually, Kristaps Porzingis had 4. Jaylen Brown had 5. Um, yeah, that's really all I have to say about this game. And Lakers, Clippers. Um, this was a this is the most energized I've seen this Lakers team in a long time, and I think this is the way JJ Redick, Coach JJ Redick, wants to play all the time. They were engaged, they were moving the ball, they were second chance buckets. Um, I mean, you had 3 people in the starting line with 20 plus points. Um, LeBron James with 26, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. 2 of 4 from three, 8 of 13. Very conservative with his energy, but he turned it on when they needed it. Rui Hachimura, 20 points, 6 rebounds. 4 of 8 from three. He hit some amazing shots, had some great wide open shots. Austin Reeves, who was supposedly on the market to be traded, 20 points, 3 of 7 from three. So he had some great passes. He had 9 assists. He had some great passes. Dorian Finney-Smith only had 7 points, only hit 1 3, took 7 shots, made 3 of them overall. He was good though. He was good. Jackson Hayes started the game well, 6 points, and then he kind of fizzled out. But um, you've a guy like Gabe Vincent off the bench with 12. Don't connect with 14. Don't connect should get way more minutes. Um, Post this All Star break coming up, I think he's gonna be big for this team. And Luka Doncic did not play. Supposedly he's going to be ready, not this next game, but for Saturday's game. That would be. Let me see. They said he was targeting the 8th, which I don't know about that. Like I said in my previous video about that whole thing, I would rest him till after All Star break. Because if you guys are playing like this, you don't need Luka. These guys can hold it down till till Luka gets healthy right after All Star break and just hit the ground running right after that. Um, Clippers looked bad. This is probably the worst. This is probably the best the Lakers looked, and this is probably the worst the Clippers looked all year. Kawhi Leonard, just coming back from injury, 11 points, 1 to 2 from three, 4 for 11 overall from field goal. He just looked. He looked. I don't want to say he didn't look healthy. He just looked. He looked meh. Derek Jones Jr. outshined Kawhi Leonard, 17 points, 3 of 7 from three, 6 of 10 overall from field goal. Um, Really, really good stuff. I like Derek Jones Jr. I've liked him for a long time. This is the most complete I've seen Derek Jones Jr. So hats off to him. Ivica Zubats, 8 points, 10 rebounds, and one scuffle, one scuffle with Jared Vanderbilt from the Lakers. Yeah. James Harden, probably the worst he's looked. 7 points, 9 assists. Just didn't have it. And the All Star snub was the best player last night for the Clippers. Norm Powell, 20 points, 3 of 8 from three, 7 of 15 overall from field goal. Um, sorry, I'm getting WNBA updates too. Um, Bones Highland off the bench, 12, and you got some other guys here, 7 points, 8 points. Um, yeah, the Lakers just ran him out of the gym. We could dive into some of these team stats, but that would just tell you the story. Let's see points conceded off turnovers. Oh, well, the Lakers had 16 fast break points. They had 50 points in the paint. The largest lead for the Lakers with 31. They beat the Clippers in every percentage here. Field goal, 3 point percentage. The Clippers beat them in free throw percentage, but that didn't matter. um, yeah, that's it. That's the game. Those are the games from last night. Let's get the schedule up 1 sec. All right, those are the games from last night. Those are the trades from the last couple days. We're gonna get some more. Hopefully, there is. I want to preface this. There is some buzz. There is a lot of traction. Um, Whispers, not even whispers, like loud shouting from like the room in the back of your house that Kevin Durant might be a Golden State Warrior once again. The deal is looking like Phoenix really wants Jimmy Butler. Kevin Durant's time in Phoenix is up, and the Warriors are looking at like a Jonathan Kuminga and Draymond Green trade for Kevin Durant to bring Kevin Durant back to the Bay. Um, some just quick thoughts on that because that's just something that could happen. It's not. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think this is the best thing you can do for Steph Curry in the sense of the win now move. Even if Kevin is a few years older, a little injury prone, I think you do Steph the service and you do the deal and try to go for it one more time. I mean, Luka Doncic is a Dallas Maverick and Anthony Davis, or Luka Doncic is a Laker and Anthony Davis is a Maverick. Your windows closing and closing and closing and closing and closing ever so slightly this trade deadline. So if they don't do anything, and if they can get Kevin Durant, I think um I think that'd be great. This these rumors are being reported by Brian Windhorst of ESPN, Howard Beck, um, very reputable guys. Um, Sam Amick from the Athletic, Chris Haynes. Um, these are reputable guys in the industry that are reporting this. So it might not happen. It might happen. Um, that's enough about that. I only really want to talk about trades that are going to happen this week. Let's dive into some of these games. You have San Antonio in Atlanta. Ooh, is De'Aaron Fox going to play? If De'Aaron Fox plays, give me San Antonio. Easy. Phoenix at Oklahoma City. Ooh, give me Oklahoma City. That's tonight's games. Um, Thursday's games. You have Dallas in Boston. I think AD's scheduled to play this game. I think I saw that report. So give me the Mavericks. I want to see AD get his win as a Maverick. His first game as a Maverick. Golden State in Los Angeles to play the Lakers. Unless that Kevin Durant trade happens. Give me the Lakers, man. Give me the Lakers. The Lakers, like I said, the Lakers have been playing good ball recently. Really good ball. And the Friday night games, Philadelphia in Detroit. Wow. Detroit gets their one primetime game this year, nationally televised game. Um, Joel Embiid did play the other night. Does that mean he's gonna play again soon? I don't know. They do play Miami. They play Miami tonight. Philadelphia does. Oh man, I like Detroit so much right now, man. Give me Detroit. Why not? And then you have Utah at Phoenix for the last game of Friday night. Um, give me. I think the Suns are gonna get their butt whooped by Oklahoma um, tonight, and then they'll come back and bounce back against Utah on Friday night. So give me Phoenix at home. Yeah, those are the games, and those are the trades, and hopefully there definitely gonna be more games. Hopefully there are more entertaining trades. I will be here to talk about them. If you just enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow with more games and hopefully more trades. Cheers.